social media is not a real place. People
Yeah.
do crazy stuff all the time, and you just kind of have to deal with it. And I guess with it, you know, you having all these followers, and in stardom comes like hate and all this different type of stuff. But only thing I've noticed is that people are very intimidated by natural Black women.
Just when we thought things couldn't get any wilder, Claressa Shields came through with a revelation that nobody saw coming. Papoose is her baby daddy. Yeah, you heard that right. And if you think Remy Ma is sitting back quietly, think again. This drama didn't just pop up overnight. It's been for a while, and now the internet is in full meltdown mode. People are picking sides, dragging names, and questioning everything we thought we knew about Remy and Papoose's so-called perfect. But how did this all start? Why is Claressa suddenly putting this out there? And most importantly, where does this leave Remy Ma in all of this? It all started when Claressa Shields decided she had enough of keeping things quiet. Out of nowhere, she dropped the kind of news that could shake up any relationship. Papoose is her baby's father. People were already side-eyeing Papoose and Remy Ma's marriage after rumors of trouble started circulating months ago. But nobody expected Claressa to step in and make things even messier. She took to social media hinting at their secret relationship and making it clear that Papoose wasn't just a friend or mentor, he was the father of her child. At first, people didn't know whether to believe it. Claressa is known for being outspoken, but this claim was next level. Some thought she was trolling, while others were convinced she was dropping hints about something that had been happening behind the scenes for a long time. But the real kicker? Papoose didn't even try to shut it down. No statement, no denial, no attempt to clear his name, just silence. And in situations like this, silence speaks volume. If it wasn't true, wouldn't he have shut it down immediately? His quietness only fueled the fire, and soon fans started connecting the dots, pulling up old interactions between him and Claressa, looking for any sign that this might have been going on in secret. Meanwhile, people were watching Remy Ma closely. Some sources claim that Remy had her suspicions for a while, but nothing solid enough to call Papoose out on. Others believe she found out the same way everyone else did, through social media. Either way, one thing was clear, she wasn't about to let this slide.
I want it. Never. So bad. Look at her insecurity. Look at that. Look at her insecurity. If y'all know a woman, this woman is
you know a woman, this woman wants to. Don't nobody want to be no drug cheater, no loser. Look at she thinks she all these business things
talk
before you
about
knocking out.
Listen. Again, an insecure woman.
Listen again, an insecure woman. Okay, who wants to be.
If there's one thing about Remy Ma, it's that she's never been the type to stay quiet when someone comes for her. And when she heard what Claressa had to say, first she hit Instagram with some shade. She didn't name names, but everyone knew exactly who she was talking about. She reposted a cryptic message about disloyalty and fake love, making it clear that she felt betrayed. But that was just the beginning. Then came the direct shots. Remy went off in her Instagram stories, calling out women who build their brand off other people's men. She didn't hold back, clowning Claressa for the way she handled things and making it clear she wasn't impressed. And then she turned her attention to Papoose. For years, Papoose had built up a reputation as the perfect husband, standing by Remy through her prison sentence, defending her name and playing the role of a supportive partner. But now, Remy called him out for being a taker, not a giver, making it clear that she felt used in this whole situation. The internet was eating up every word. Fans flooded the comments, with some siding with Remy and others calling her out for how she handled things. Some said she had every right to be mad, while others felt like she was only playing the victim now that the truth was out. But with all this drama unfolding in real time, one thing became clear: this situation was far from over.
We all know that Remy was already out here having her little boy toy or whatever Frank. He done came out and done said it. It's not a thing of me having an issue with her. My only issue is why you leaked my number. It ain't no thing, oh, I want him him and he's married to you, and it's not that. I'm a girl's girl. So when it comes to like that, that's not it. Don't look at me and say, oh, you just came and messed up this happy home and stuff like that, because that's not what happened. We would still not be public, or people wouldn't know still right now, because that's not how he does things. That's not how I'm doing things moving forward. Like for me, I'm just not like that. I'm not fighting over no man. She's mad that he moved on while she's moved on. You know how people want their cake and they would eat it too.
So she did leak your number on the internet. Has that affected you? Have people been using it and calling?
Absolutely. All these private calls and reds. If I go to missed, right? Look, this is all people who are calling for her.
There are a lot of missed calls here.
Just when we thought this situation couldn't get any messier, leaked text messages started making rounds online, and they changed everything. Screenshots allegedly from Claressa Shields' phone surfaced, showing messages between her and Papoose, and if these texts are real, it looks like Claressa wasn't just casually involved with him, she was all in. In the messages, Claressa was begging Papoose for honesty, asking him to stop playing games and finally commit. She wrote things like, I don't deserve to be hidden. I'm tired of being a secret, and if you really love me, why are you still lying? These weren't the words of someone who just had a fling. Claressa seemed genuinely invested in the relationship. Fans quickly started piecing things together. Some believed this meant Papoose had been leading Claressa on, making promises he couldn't keep. Others saw it differently, arguing that Claressa knew exactly what she was getting into and was now playing the victim. But the real explosion came when Remy Ma decided to fire back. Remy didn't just sit back and let the rumors fly. She went on a full-on Instagram rant, posting cryptic messages that fans believe were directed at both Claressa and Papoose. One of her posts said, some people will believe anything if it makes them feel better about their bad choices. But she didn't stop there. Sources claim that Remy has dirt on both Claressa and Papoose, and she's not afraid to use it. Allegedly, she has proof that Claressa knew Papoose was still involved with her and kept pushing for him to leave. Some even say Remy hinted at exposing texts that show Claressa lying about how deep the relationship really was. At this point, it was clear nobody in this situation was completely innocent. But in her attempt to expose the truth, did Remy just expose herself in the process? If she had all this information, did that mean she had known about Papoose' involvement with Claressa for a while and stayed quiet? Or was she just scrambling to control the narrative now that everything was out in the open? After days of staying silent while the internet dragged his name through the mud, Papoose finally had enough, and when he spoke, he didn't hold back. In a statement posted to his social media, Papoose made it clear he wasn't the bad guy in this situation. He denied being dishonest with Claressa, saying that he never made any promises about leaving Remy for her. He also claimed that Remy was twisting the truth to make herself look like the victim. According to Papoose, he had been trying to walk away from his marriage quietly. He hinted that things between him and Remy had been broken for a long time and that they had been living separate lives for months. He even suggested that Remy knew about his situation with Claressa long before it became public. But here's where things got even wilder. Papoose didn't just defend himself, he turned the tables on Remy, exposing shocking details about their marriage. Sources say Papoose hinted that Remy had been involved with other men during their relationship and that she wasn't as faithful as she claimed to be. He also accused her of using their marriage for publicity, making it seem like they were still together when in reality they had been falling apart behind the scenes. Fans were stunned. Could it be that Papoose was never the devoted husband people thought he was? Or was Remy the one playing games the whole time? With all this new information coming to light, one thing was clear: this drama was not over.
I guess he wanna make me wifey or something. Kinda lock me down, gonna indict me or something.
Okay.
Now she on the ground talking spicy for nothing. His girlfriend mad, guess she wanna fight me or something.
For Remy Ma, the situation has become impossible to ignore. At first, it seemed like she was just going to throw a few subliminal shots and move on, but now the internet is demanding answers. Some fans believe she's fully done with Papoose after this, while others think she's just putting on a front to save face. After all, this isn't the first time rumors about their marriage have popped up. But here's the thing, if Remy knew about Papoose and Claressa before the public did, why wait until now to react? Some sources claim she wasn't actually blindsided, but was just hoping the truth would never come out. Now that it has, she's trying to control the damage. Others think she's genuinely hurt and embarrassed, especially since Papoose had always been portrayed as the perfect loyal husband. One of the biggest signs that she might not be completely done, she still hasn't publicly confirmed a breakup. And knowing how complicated long-term relationships can be, it wouldn't be shocking if they somehow worked things out behind closed doors. But if Remy really is done, this could be the final nail in the coffin for one of hip-hop's most talked about marriages. And what about Claressa? So far, she hasn't backed down. If anything, she's been doubling down on her claims. Sources say she's been telling people that she's tired of being treated like the villain in this situation when she was just speaking her truth, but whether she likes it or not, she's facing major backlash. Some fans have accused her of clout chasing, while others say she's just another woman caught up in a messy situation with a taken man. At this point, it's unclear if Claressa will keep talking about the situation or try to move on. Some people believe she's waiting for Papoose to finally acknowledge her publicly, while others think she'll eventually distance herself to avoid more drama. But with all eyes on her now, whatever she does next is going to be heavily scrutinized. And finally, Papoose. Where does he go from here? This entire situation has completely changed how people see him. For years, he was known as the loyal ride-or-die husband who stood by Remy through thick and thin, but now his image has taken a major hit. Some fans feel betrayed, while others think he's just another man who got caught up in his own lies.
So apparently Papoose has been trying to get a divorce for some time now. He says, sad to say that Remy Ma is a narcissist. She chose to cheat repeatedly. Now that I finally moved on, she's playing victim. I have requested a divorce numerous times. She rather clout chase on social media than handle this like civilized adults. I did not want to do the social media foolishness for the sake of my 6-year-old baby. She has to go to school. As you can see, I remained quiet through it all.
So Papoose has always been private, but if he thinks he can just stay silent and let this all blow over, he might be in for a rude awakening. The internet isn't letting up and the pressure is only growing. One thing's for sure, this is not the end of the drama. The internet is still buzzing, the receipts are still dropping, and every day brings a new twist to the story. Whether it's more leaked messages, cryptic social media posts, or a public breakup announcement, something tells us the situation is far from over. At the end of the day, this whole mess highlights how complicated relationships can be, especially in the spotlight. What seemed like an unbreakable marriage has now turned into a full-blown scandal, and it's left fans wondering if they ever really knew the truth about Remy and Papoose. But now we want to hear from you. Do you believe Claressa? Is Remy justified in her rage? And what's next for Papoose in all of this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.